Oh, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the only boxing adjacent publication that is still trying to make fetch work. We do wear pink more than once a week. Look at that. Like, rate, subscribe, drop a little comment below. Let me know what you think about this video. It really helps. Why don't you want to help me? I want to help you. Let's help each other. And the only way to do that is with a subscribe. Follow us on Instagram for basically the best Instagram account of all time. To be fair, the 7-Eleven one is pretty sick, but ours is pretty good. X, not really into it. Sometimes use it. TikTok, get in there. Like, rate, subscribe. And if you can't get enough, can't stop, won't stop. 505 Watch Party, Eubank versus Ben. Scan the QR code. Tickets are available now. There are going to be a lot of places that are showing this fight. Should they be? That's on them. Where should you be? With us. Scan the QR code. Tickets are available now. Food by Nettie's Kitchen. DJ Mad Influence on the after party. After the party is the after party, and you already know that. We show the fights, we have food, we have drinks, we have vibes. It is a sensational way to watch the fights in the presence of loved ones. Now, so Imperial leader Turkey has come out and done kind of an address to the nation. He did it via X Spaces, which, hey, not for me, but it's a thing. And what we'll do is that we stayed away from all of the millions of people doing videos about what the TKO, Turki Alalshikh stuff means. Is it the end of boxing? Are we falling into some strange dystopian future of the sport? All of this stuff. The long and short of it is no one knows what it means except for Mr. Alalshikh. The things that we've seen so far, there are positives and negatives to it. Are the sanctioning bodies annoying? Fact. Should the British Board of Control be fining someone 100 grand? Where does that 100 grand go? Straight in someone's sky. That's where, my brothers. Right. So, listen. There's been so much about this that I'm actually quite glad as a boxing fan that Turkey has done this. Whether he sticks to it or not is a very different thing, but he did have some quite interesting things to say. So I'm going to put a headphone in and you and I are going to listen together. So this is going to be the start of it. And what we'll do is that we will, first of all, this is an open message. Look at that. Look. REENO, head of Ring Magazine. Listen, integrity is for poor people. Tap me up, boy. I'll wear that jumper. I reckon I could do that airline. Bruv. Shout out Rick, the other double R. Anyway, let's see what Mr. Alalshikh had to say. Part one.
In the last week.
Yep.
And I understand the panic in the market.
Decent.
Because there is a lot of companies and there are a lot of promoters.
Yep. They were all freaking out.
What I want to say, we care about the fans and the fighters.
We like that.
And we will support the fans and the fighters.
Yep.
And we will continue doing the big fights for the people.
Yep.
There is a full schedule. I will say it in a couple of minutes.
Yeah.
But in the same time, the relationship between Riyadh season and the relationship between the Ring Magazine and the promoters will continue at least for the next 1 or 2 years.
1 or 2 years.
This depends about their reaction and about what is the options they will give us. If it is good for us, we will do it. In this situation, I like what a matchwoman Eddie Hearn doing. Eddie still until discussing with my team and with me to do fights, and he continue. Eddie do it and take their position in smart things. He decide to continue to work with us if we are continuing doing business with him.
So who's got the ump then?
And this is the professional way. And also we have.
Okay, so look, let's take away from video 1 on that one. So Eddie, personally named. Okay, Eddie, you've handled this professionally. You've handled this like a champ. In his defense, he has. I've got my DAZN deal. I'm the best out there. I don't care. Turkey loves competition, obviously. Turkey loves all of anything that can bring the sport forward. And you know what? I think Eddie was just kind of chill on it. I'm not sure how Frank would have taken it, considering Frank lined all of this up and then he's gone with Dana, but who knows really what that means, okay? So then Eduardo named as, you know, second favourite other than Dana, but I think Dana is now out of this pool because Dana will be the boss of the promoters, right? As this goes on, as this all unfolds, we're going to be really seeing what this means. For me personally, what I think it's going to be, I think you're going to have the promoters. They're going to be like a Division 1-esque thing. And you're going to have TKO and Turkey's own promotion, the gods of Olympus at the top. And you're going to be fighting for the opportunity to go in there. Now, probably what they'll do is that they'll have deals up and down throughout the mix. You'll have a deal where your fighter, should he reach a certain amount, can go and compete at the highest order, and that highest order comes with probably much like the Premier League or other things. The second your fighter enters that, there's a pool of money to help his development. You get access. It's like cheat codes, like DLC. You got access to the UFC Performance Center. We've got all this other stuff going on. You can use all of the magic. Anyway, so part 2 is he then started to address the future of what's coming. Canelo primarily, which is the face of boxing, and Turkey has now claimed the face of boxing, which is obviously Turkey, which is obviously Canelo. And we have AJ as well, but let's be honest, Canelo is the one. Okay, so let's go. Part 2.
After the 3rd of May.
After the 3rd of May.
We will announce the details that about the Canelo and Crawford fight, the big fight in the history of boxing.
Yep.
We will not announce it before the 3rd. All the details. And there is surprise about who will be the promoter of this big fight. And the platform, you will see the big fights in it.
Interesting.
We finish everything, but I respect the request from Canelo. He wants to focus in his big fight and dangerous fight in the 3rd of May.
I mean, Scott is a big
and after
kid,
that, we will start to talk about the future.
Right, so what do we take from that? Okay, so number one, can you build a superstar on DAZN? Probably not. Okay, so there's an issue. When we saw Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson, what was left of Mike Tyson, we saw astronomical numbers. We saw the Jake Paul effect times 1 million. We saw 60 million people watch that fight. It was crazy. You can't, and then Canelo was going to do that himself with Jake Paul to become a mega, the galactic leader of the Daywalkers, right? The king of the gingers, you know what I mean? Like, Dementa proof to the highest order. Turkey said, no, bruv, we'll do that though. So a hint about a platform, again, this is the fun of this stuff, right? There is absolutely nothing to say it is or isn't, but let's be real, it's going to be Netflix, okay? The TKO group already has a deal with Netflix. I wouldn't be surprised if we see the UFC on Netflix eventually. The TKO group has also, allegedly, we've heard this a million times, taken over Top Rank's ESPN dates. Because again, you cannot build a star on DAZN. You can't, like, as it stands now, they do not have the penetration, to do that. Who is going to be there? You got to pay your $9.99 a month to watch a streaming platform to hopefully we see it, okay? So maybe what they do is that the feeder leagues are on DAZN, which Mr. Alalshikh has put everyone under one spot now, which is almost like he had this planned, almost like they knew exactly what they were doing the whole time. Machiavellian-esque. Boom. So there was also something else that was quite telling. Okay, so we had in the first clip, shout out Eddie. Eddie has handled this like a champ, and he has handled things very professionally. We like that. A surprise for the Canelo Crawford fight that you guys are never gonna believe which promoter is gonna be doing it. I would say that probably Matchroom and TKO will probably do a joint thing. I would imagine that they'll have Eddie as the main promoter. And this is the new wrinkle of things that hasn't been mentioned yet, is that potentially TKO may engage with different promoters for different stuff. What they might do is have everything under one ironclad empire. You're the best at this, do this. We know you've worked well with Canelo. We know that you got a decent vibe with Terence. Anyway, Netflix is where those fights are going to be. So they're going to have the biggest ever. So we'll have ESPN and we'll have DAZN and we have many other international outlets where boxing plays. The main place for that is DAZN. ESPN in the States because they have no TV presence in there. And DAZN, I believe, has less than 1 million subscribers in the States. Useless numbers. And he owns 10% of it as well, Turkey. Anyway, let's again say, for the prediction, let me know in the comments what you feel about this, right? In the comments, we do believe Canelo versus Crawford is going to be on Netflix. It's not exactly a secret, that one. I think now that probably main promoter for that one will be under TKO Group, all of that stuff like they've already alluded to when Turkey kind of blew up Dana's stuff earlier. But I think it'll be Eddie that will be handling it. Okay, last and final clip. Just a little
my
close
phone
out.
And my team is always happy to work with the promoters in boxing. They give us options. We are now my phone and my team is always happy to work with the promoters in boxing.
They're happy to work with anyone.
If they give us good options.
But don't take liberties.
We are now waiting and working in the same time with WBC for the competition, the Grand Prix of WBC and Riyadh season. It will be something huge, and it will be giving the opportunity for discovered new fighters and give them the chance. My focus from the beginning as a Riyadh season and as a person and as fans and owner of the Ring magazine to support the fighters and to make the fans happy. We will try to deliver big card with good price in pay-per-view. There is a lot of surprise. We will announce it soon. I hope you're enjoying what we are doing and like it. And I hope getting boxing great again. Thank you so much.
So look, decent. So, he's doing this for the fans. He's saying that. But there's also a subtext there, which is that, look, I'm doing it for the fans. I'm doing it for you. Guess what? You need to be with me. If you want the best stuff, it's going to be with me. My pockets are just abyss level, marina trench level deep. I can pay for anything. I can pay up for it. But I'm also not a silly Billy. So I was paying over the odds. We're bringing that all in line now because the takeover, good or bad, it's hey, whatever. As a fight fan, we're all happy for it. We all want the best fights. We all want the best stuff. For me, it's great to see Turkey addressing things. It's great to see Turkey being a little bit more, not transparent is the wrong word, because I think, if anything, he's a little bit too transparent with a lot of stuff, much to the behest of the people that he works with. But all we've learned from here is that Nothing changes for the next 1 or 2 years. 1 or 2 years is a big difference. Let's say 18 months, nothing changes. If you want to work with him, he will work with you. But I would imagine there comes a significant change to the narrative that there has been so far, because I would imagine that Frank, Ben to a lesser extent, Gold Star, can you imagine how beefy it's going to be between Dana and Golden Boy if they have to work together? It's going to be immense. Like, rate, subscribe. Let me know what you think about this in the comments. Love you, besties.